Peace, y'all. It's your girl, Ryder Creator. So today I wanted to do a reactionary video to the Grace White interview. She interviewed the young lady that was shot the same night that Takeoff was shot at the 810 Billiards. And everything said is alleged. And I'm going to comment throughout.
Sydney, first, tell us how you're doing.
Every day is different. I'm going through different emotions. I haven't saw a therapist or anything, so most days I'm happy. Most days, I could just to sum it up, it's a mix of emotions. So I have random times where I feel angry. A lot of, I wouldn't say sadness. It's, I have feelings of being grateful that I am still here.
You've made a miraculous recovery. Tell us what you've been through.
The reporter's body language said that it wasn't a miraculous recovery, and she shook her head no.
I really just can say I'm just grateful to be here, and it's just like sometimes unreal.
Do you remember the moment you first woke up in the hospital?
Everybody was around me. Well, when I first woke up, like I said, I didn't want to be there. I kept telling my mom I want to go home. I had never been in a hospital like that, but I remembered what happened because when I was up the whole time after I got shot in the head, and I called my mom and told her what happened and to come.
You called your mom after you were shot?
Yeah. And I told her to come to the hospital, but I ended up having a seizure, so I was on the phone with her the whole time.
So she said she was shot in the head and she told her mom to come to the hospital. The verb is come. That means that she was at the hospital already. And she said she had a seizure and her mom was on the phone the whole time. I know people with epilepsy, and when they have seizures, they lose consciousness. So it's impossible for them to know what is really going on around them. So I'm not believing that one right there.
And
so you knew exactly what had happened and why you were in the hospital.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but everybody was around me. My mom, my aunts, my grandma.
I know you said you knew why you were in the hospital, but did you understand the extent of your injuries and what you had survived?
Yes, I did. I was up for the whole thing. I felt the sting in the back of my head. I felt myself falling. And the person I was with picked me up and we got in the car, but it was like a scary movie, really. Ironically, it was Halloween night. I had on a nun outfit. I had blood all over me. And
you had dressed up for Halloween.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it was still my birthday weekend, so.
You had just turned 24.
Yeah. So, like any other 24-year-old, I was just out partying and celebrating because I really never dressed up for Halloween, and that was something I was excited about.
Did you know the people there that night? Did you know Takeoff was there?
Yeah, I saw everybody. I'm used to being around celebrities, so it wasn't because I used to live in Los Angeles, so it wasn't like a big deal. It was just more so like just a regular party.
And had you been there the whole night, or what time did you get to the bowling alley?
It was after hours, so I got there around maybe 12 or maybe 1 o'clock because we had been to a few places. Like I said, we were celebrating my birthday still, and it was Halloween's. And I told the person I was with I wanted to, hang out tonight because I had my costume. I looked cute. So, yeah, so we got there at like 12 a.m. and everybody was just hanging out. We had a few drinks.
At any point, do you remember being scared before all that happened, or was it, in your opinion, a normal night?
Yeah, it was pretty normal in my opinion. Yeah, I didn't get scared. It wasn't any arguments or anything until the event was actually over.
Sydney's body language said that there were arguments earlier before the event was over. I know who it was. Cameron Joshua was harassing Quavo the whole night. So just remember that.
And yeah, that's when I knew something was wrong after the fact, because I thought these people that were arguing was just playing from, like I said, the energy that was in the room before. Everybody was around the table playing a game of dice. So I thought it was just like, some friendly banter.
But that argument or that arguing was kind of your first sign that something was going on.
Yeah, because Quavo, he was upset. So I noticed that something was wrong whenever I noticed that he was really upset and he was finna leave.
She said she thought it was friendly banter, but I told you it was a disturbance. So why was she so concerned about Quavo's moves and him fitting to leave? I need to understand that. Was that a distraction?
So the party wasn't finna keep going on. And I saw whenever everything broke out and I tried to run, but I didn't go that far. So yeah, it was really like a movie, like shooting, all the way until I got down the escalator into the car, and I'm just telling the person I'm with, like, I'm scared, and I knew something happened to me from falling and feeling that stinging sensation.
First, she said she was carried down the escalator into the car, and now she said she got down the escalator into the car herself. She also said she felt like she was going to fall, and now here she said she fell, actually. So.
Mm-hmm. So you were actually running away when you were shot. Is that?
Yes. Yeah, so that's when I got in the car and called my mom, and luckily we were only 12 minutes away from Memorial Hermann.
Wow, so you made it down the escalator into the friend's car. That friend took you to the hospital, rushed you there, and you said you spent how long in the hospital total?
A week.
Now, there's no way you would be in the hospital for a week after being shot in the head. I believe it was a graze. This is the place that they were at, the 810 Billiards. I put this in here just to show a certain someone that there were escalators here. You see those escalators? And in a minute, I'm going to bring up a frozen frame picture so you can see the escalators more clearer. And there they are, right there. So you can see them loud and clear. And that special person knows who they are. No names needed. But yeah, this is everything.
What was it like when you went home?
That's when the real stuff started. Like, I had a panic attack as soon as I got home.
Do you replay that night in your head and what happened?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had a panic attack. And I just remember I didn't really have an appetite. All I really ate was like fruit and just different stuff. I was nauseated, throwing up all the time. Yeah, that was just, I feel like that part was even worse than the actual being shot in the head, because I'm actually feeling all those feelings.
No, I have never heard that the emotions after being shot have been worse than actually being shot in the head. Never, ever, ever.
Have you read a lot of the articles that have been published about that night?
Yeah. I'm a pretty curious person, so yeah, I wanted to know, because I was having memory problems and I couldn't really write like my name and stuff like that, even to get discharged or, sign certain things in the hospital. So I was having certain problems at first.
Did you realize other people were shot as well?
No. I mean, of course, being in it, you ain't trying to get away from it. You're not I don't mean to sound heartless, but you're not worried about other people. I was worried about one of my other friends because I know she was right there by me, and I was worried about her because they told me she was at the hospital, I actually saw her or something like that. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, I had to keep asking, like, to like refresh me on certain things. But yeah, she ended up being okay.
That you didn't realize Takeoff was killed until
After
you got home.
Yeah.
What was that like to realize that other people were shot that night?
I mean, I actually was going through it. I was sad that it ended up like that, but I mean, we were all in the same situation. Unfortunately, somebody else didn't survive, and I was just grateful that I did, because the place that it hit in my head, I just feel like it was a miracle.
I am so glad she made it. Thank God she made it. But I also want to say that I feel like she is telling us that after watching the videos, now she remembers after being refreshed. And the Quavo being upset was to start a narrative. And I think that about does it. And do you think that the Prince family paid her off? Now, please like, subscribe, comment, peace.